Hi everybody, it's me again, and I kind of wanted to make this video for a second as like a fan and just talk a little bit about this show. You guys are already seeing what the show is because of the title. You clicked on this video because you're a fan of this show, which is awesome. I kind of hope a lot of people are a fan of this show. It's Steven Universe. So, I actually have a pin on my backpack. I was just kind of looking at it, sorry. I have a pin on my backpack that's Steven Universe, and I just want to give a little backstory of like how I got introduced into this cartoon, and then I kind of want to talk about like the monumental things that I feel like this cartoon has kind of opened up for a lot of people. So, also, before we get into this, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that I am going to have some spoilers in this for the new episodes that has been airing on Cartoon Network. I'm not going to go into super detail about it, but I am going to mention something that is a key component. So if you've not watched the new ones it was July the 2nd, I think they started, all the way up until today as I'm recording this, which is Friday. So I will probably actually be posting this Saturday, so it'll be Saturday the I think it's the 7th. I'm horrible with dates, everybody. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of like spoilers, so just, stop watching this video right now if you don't want to spoil anything, or I'll put a little time marker in the comments when I start talking about the new stuff. So anyway, Steven Universe, for a lot of people that have never watched the show or have heard of it but have never bothered to check it out, it is a show. It's kind of hard to describe, actually. I think a lot of cartoons are like that, but I'm going to try my best here. So the premise of the show is that you have the main character, Steven, who is being raised by 3 female characters plus his father, which I know sounds a little kind of strange, but it'll make sense the more that I go into this. So the 3 female characters are what they call in this show gems, which they're actually like named after like actual gems, like rubies and stuff like that. So you've got amethyst and pearl and garnet. Those are the 3 female characters, and then obviously Steven, and then his father, who is Greg. So I'm just gonna give you just a brief description of the show. So basically, Steven's mother, who was also a gem, ended up getting with Greg, who is a human. The 2 of them have this child, which is him, and it's basically a show of Steven trying to figure out who he is, where he belongs, and stuff like that. So obviously he's not like a normal run-of-the-mill child because he's half human, half gem, whatever. His mother, actually, she ends up like dying, so it deals with death and a lot of things to do with that, which I think is super important because, grieving is kind of complicated. She died when he was born, and somehow her gem, which each gem in the show has the actual thing like placed on their body, so it's like a human version of a gem. So let's use pearl, since that's a super easy to understand what I'm talking about thing. So for Pearl, her gem, I believe it's on her, I want to say it's on her, it might be on her forehead. I could be completely wrong. Don't come at me if I'm wrong. I just terrible at remembering. But each one of them has like whatever it is on their hand, or not their hand, on their body somewhere. So it's like maybe their forehead, whatever. So Steven's mother is a rose quartz, so that's like on his stomach. I understand a lot of people watching this are super confused as to what I mean by like a human version of it. So I'm just gonna like insert a photo of the show so that you guys can kind of see what the world I'm talking about. It's also gonna be in my thumbnail, but I'm gonna insert it about like right now. So as you can see, human versions of the gems. It's a little complicated getting into the show. So the first season is basically just like kind of fun. You're just kind of learning about who each character is and stuff like that. And then you get into the second season and the season that they're on now, and it starts to get a little bit more complicated. You start to kind of learn more, but you love each character. So the reason that I wanted to cover this show, most importantly, is here comes the spoilers, everyone. This show that I know of anyway, myself as an American, citizen, as a person that's like watched cartoons forever, I can say this is probably the first children's cartoon that I've known to ever do a proposal between two female characters that I know of. There could be another one, which if there is, feel free to comment that down below. What I mean is, it's the first kids cartoon, a cartoon made for children that has two female characters that are going to get married. So I just thought that was kind of neat, which that's one of the episodes that came on this past week. It was on, I think, the 4th of July, I'm pretty sure, that two of the characters ended up proposing to one another. It's kind of a difficult show to describe, as I said earlier, because if you've never seen it, it's just like, what the world are you talking about? But basically what it is you've got this ruby and this sapphire gem that fuse. Kind of think of like Dragon Ball Z if you're confused on that. Just like they fuse together and make one person. So anyway, the ruby ends up proposing to the sapphire, and they decide that they're going to come together and be Garnet. So I just think it's cool that something like that has happened on, as I said, a cartoon. It's just really neat. They've also sort of thrown gender roles out to the wind, because there has been an episode where Steven wears a dress, Pearl wears a tuxedo. On the wedding episode that I just watched, all of the gems were basically, well, the crystal gems. I feel like I need to explain that. Crystal gems are gems that break away from their like ruler or whatever. They rebel, so they call them crystal gems. Alright, anyway, so Pearl, Amethyst, and Garnet are all three wearing like a tuxedo type of outfit, which I think is kind of cool, because it's cool to see like female characters in tuxedos, because again, I don't recall of any cartoon where I've ever seen a female character wear a tuxedo or a male character wear a dress targeted towards children. Again, feel free to comment that down below if you know. So the creator of this show, her name is Rebecca Sugar, she is really, she's definitely a super talented artist, and I commend her for coming up with this storyline that keeps drawing people in, especially me. But it's cool to see her fight against like gender stereotypes and try to bring normalcy to, you know, different types of relationships. So it's really neat to not just see like male, female. So it's kind of cool to see two females. She might have done two. I think mostly her primary thing that I've seen is that all the gems are females. I don't think there's any male ones. Or they're like drawn as females. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't really make a lot of sense. I know. Just gotta hang in there. Just gotta watch the show. If you're super confused, you should watch it. It's a great show. And I commend her for fighting against stuff like that. And talking about grief and, you know, like questions that kids might have sort of growing up, like who am I, what is this stuff, and also like living up to your parents' legacy, which is kind of what this show is about, like living up to the older generation's legacy. I just really wanted to talk about this because I feel like it's breaking a lot of just barriers. It's breaking a lot of things down, making it okay for kids to see stuff like this, and it's really awesome. It comes on Cartoon Network. It's not on a regular schedule that I know of because of the fact that it takes so long to create this cartoon, which I understand, you know, because they're gotta sit and draw it out and plan and all this stuff, so I totally get that. Also, I feel like part of it is just like the anticipating that they do. So anyway, hopefully you guys like this and you should watch Steven Universe. I don't know if it streams on Hulu or Netflix or anything like that. You can kind of check it out if it does. It's good. It's a good show. It's one of my favorite cartoons. I might have talked about it in an earlier video, but I've never done like a solo sit down discuss type of thing about this show because I just really wanted to talk about it, especially now. I think it's really important for kids to be exposed to different types of people and relationships and all sorts of things, which the show does. Different colors, different shapes of people, different genders, different, just everything. It's just awesome. I can't say enough about it, really. And on that note, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, feel free to comment whatever you want down below. Please be mindful of me and the people that watch my videos because, you know, we don't want to offend or get into some arguments or whatever. That ain't what I'm about right now. Also, if you want to talk to me one-on-one, my social media accounts are down below in the description. Feel free to hit me up on any of them. Just say hi if you want to talk about this show. If you want to talk about anime, music, whatever, just hit me up. And you know, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Post a new video every Saturday. I'm starting to do a little bit more Mental Health Monday stuff. So, you want to check that out. You got to make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of that. Got a lot of that coming up. Thanks so much for watching. I will see all of you guys later. And bye.